Hey everyone, welcome to my library. My name is Melissa, and today I'm coming to you guys with a long awaited book haul. I have had these books ready to be hauled and shown for a long time. And anyways, I'm finally sitting down to film this video so that I can hopefully organize them and put them on my shelves so they're not just piled next to my chair. That's the real motivation. Anyways, so there's four separate categories really in this haul. There's classics, historical fiction, family sagas / romances, and then one big lot of a whole series. So I'll start with the classics and we'll go from there. So I've been in a huge classics binge, as you guys know. And the book that I recently showed in my my most recent video, my vlog, was this one. It's a beautiful Everyman's Library edition of Anne Bronte's works. So Agnes Grey and The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I read Agnes Grey. I gave it 4 stars. I loved it. It was a really enjoyable reading experience for me. But yeah, I have The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, which is a good majority of this book, to be honest. So I'm really excited to read it. I really enjoyed Anne Bronte's writing and can't believe that she tragically died so young. But luckily we still have 2 of her works that we can enjoy. So anyways, I'll link this edition down below because someone asked for it in my most recent video where I got it from. So I'll link it in case you guys are curious. It was on Amazon, so I didn't have to like go anywhere specific to find it, but yeah, I'll link it. Okay, so here's the first book. The second book is by a favorite author of mine. I've read 2 of her books and can't wait to continue, and that is Elizabeth Gaskell. So this is in a Penguin Classics edition, and it's Mary Barton. So yeah, I've read North and South and Wives and Daughters by her. Gave each of them 5 stars. Love her writing. And so yeah, I wanted to own another Elizabeth Gaskell from when I feel in the mood to read her again. And have super high hopes for this one. So, and I know this was recommended to me in my Tropes I Love video as a classic that has a love story in it of some kind. So that makes me even more eager to read it. Okay, the next book. The next book is one I first saw on an Instagram account that I love called Avonlea Book Nerd. She is a huge Anne of Green Gables fan, obviously from her title. But yeah, she showed off this video or this book, and I had to buy it. I had to find it on eBay and buy it. And that's this one right here. So this is Anne of the Island and Anne of Avonlea by Ella Montgomery, obviously, but it's the TV tie-in edition. Isn't this the most beautiful book ever? I'm obsessed. I love TV tie-in editions of books or of movies that I love, and for sure this is one of them. Yeah, the Megan Follows Anne of Green Gables TV series is so classic. It is literally like an epitome of my childhood. I loved that series so much. I loved Anne of Avonlea too, the second like series. And I even like the third one that's called like the Continuing Saga, I think. I know there's a lot of people that hate that one because it veers off from the actual text and is a very different type of story, but I actually kind of like it. Anyways, yeah, I just had to own this. Same picture on the back. It's the classic bridge scene with her and Gilbert, where they finally confess their love to each other. And so yeah, I had to get it. I'm obsessed. It's gonna go on my Anne books are right here, so I'm gonna have to fit it in somewhere around here. But yeah, love it so much. Okay. So the next 2 are part of a haul I recently featured on my Instagram. Basically, there's this vintage bookstore near me, and they sell amazing editions of books. If I had all the money in the world, they have an Easton Press Gone with the Wind set. It's a 2-volume set, and I think they're selling it for like 120 bucks. It's a lot of money. But if maybe for my birthday or something, I can justify it. It's so beautiful. But anyways, I found 2 classics there that I wanted to show you guys as well. So the first one is Lorna Doone by R.D. Blackmore, and this is in the Wordsworth Classics edition. I don't know anything about this book except from what I read in the back, where it says it's a historical novel of high adventure set in the southwest of England during the turbulent time of Monmouth's Rebellion, 1685. It is also a moving love story told through the life of the young farmer John Ridd as he grows to manhood, determined to right the wrongs in his land and to win the heart and hand of the beautiful Lorna Doone. I just think that sounds so romantic, and I love anything English, anything British. So anyways, I had to pick it up. Super small font, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of scary, but small font doesn't really intimidate me too bad. So I think I'll be all right. But let me know if you guys have read this book, if you think I'll enjoy it. Sounds like a classic I'll really enjoy. So I'm excited about this one. Okay, the next one is fantastic. And it will come to no surprise, really. If you guys know me, you know I love this author. And that is George Eliot. So this is Adam Bede in this fantastic hardback, vintage. When was this printed? Christmas, let's see. Not Christmas, what am I saying? I think it's 1939. Yeah. So this is out, this is the publisher Dodd, Mead and Company, 1939, but it has illustrations in it, colored illustrations, you guys. Look how beautiful that is. I love it. This is exactly the type of like reading mood that I love, like reading classics out of. Either like a really new edition, like I just showed, the Agnes Grey, or something like this is just like excellent. There's actually, the reason why I said Christmas when I was just off in dreamland is because someone owned this book. It says Donald F. Eliot II. I like how he clarified. I like how formal this is. Christmas of 1939. Isn't that crazy? And he's even got like a book plate for his library. Amazing. So yeah, so I bought this book. I'm excited to read it. I know nothing about this book, to be honest, though, but it is George Eliot, so anyways, it was an easy buy for me. Okay, so those are all the classics, and now we'll move on to my historical fiction. So I got a gift card from work. It was a Visa gift card for 200 bucks. Which I was so flattered that they sent my way. It was for helping with this project that I kind of saved from being a dumpster fire. Anyways, for that, I knew I immediately wanted to spend it on books, of course. I've been pacing myself though. So I did buy these on Better World Books. It was my first time trying out that website. I'm a huge fan, so yeah, it was a good experience. But yeah, so these books come from that site. So I will show you guys. They are World War II or World War I historical fiction books that have been on my TBR for years. That's kind of how I decided I would finally pull the trigger, because I cannot find these anywhere in the wild. Literally anywhere. So okay, so here we go. Here's the first one. It's called My Enemy's Cradle, and it's by Sarah Young. So from what I know, this is a love story, but it's a very dark take on World War II historical fiction. I can't remember exactly what it's about, but I think it's about, yeah, it says it's set in a SS breeding nursery. So yeah, it's gonna go there. But it says, Young's tale of a young Jewish woman trapped in the sinister web of the Nazi Lebensborn program. Is that true find? A story truly never been told. So, yeah, here's the first book. This was a book recommended to me actually pretty recently. So it's not part of like my TBR for forever list that I just talked about. But anyways, this is a World War I family saga, I would say. It's the start of a series from what I know. And it's called The Given Day by Dennis Lehane. It's actually a crime genre book too, I guess. But it says, set in Boston at the end of the First World War, best-selling author Dennis Lehane's extraordinary eighth novel unflinchingly captures the political and social unrest of a nation caught at the crossroads where past meets future. And yeah, I guess it follows two different families, a white family and a black family set in Boston during this time. And anyways, I'm very, very intrigued by this book. So let me know if you have read this book. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I don't know much, but anyways, when someone told me it was a World War I historical fiction they really enjoyed, I immediately knew I wanted it. So there's this one. Okay, this next one is an example of one that's been on my TBR for forever. It's a World War I historical fiction book, and the cover is everything. So this is Tides of Honor by Genevieve Graham. She is an author that I've been wanting to try. I have yet to try her. This is actually cool because this is set in Halifax. So it's set in Canada in 1917. And I know it's a story of like two star-crossed lovers during this time. I believe one of the women is French and he is Canadian. Maybe it's set in France as well. They might meet in France and then somehow end up back in Canada. But anyways, yeah, I really love this cover. I just love a couple embracing on a cover. That's like everything to me. So anyways, yeah, and it's actually rather thick. So I'm excited about that too. Susanna Kearsley blurbed it and said, a poignant and uplifting tale. So anyways, yeah, so this is another one. World War I, guys. I don't know what it is, but I got a lot of them. Okay, the next one is a family saga as well. This was recommended to me as a great family saga. This is the first book of a series, and it's called Goodbye Piccadilly, and it's by Cynthia Harrod Eagles. And then it says, in 1914, they face a new kind of war. So it says, everything this morning seemed refreshed, clear-edged, as though she had never looked at it before. And it wasn't only her. She saw it in the face of everyone she passed. People walking with their heads up, their eyes to the horizon, their faces firm and bright, as though they had taken on a new dignity. Germany had invaded Belgium, and Britain was going to drive it back and save the Belgians. That was a noble thing. Everything was different today. Everything was different. So yeah, I know this is set in England as well. So it's kind of giving me the vibes that I want from what I'm reading currently, The Light Years by Elizabeth Jane Howard. Loving it. It's like Downton Abbey meets World War II. It's so good. And that's the vibe that this is giving me too. So yeah, I'm excited about having all of these amazing series to start. I'm really eager to just really dig into it. So anyways, let me know if you've read this one too. I don't know how well known this series is really. But yeah, I'm happy to own it. So there's that one. Okay. The next one is a book that's also been on my shelves or on my TBR for forever and I've never found it anywhere. And that is Dear Enemy by Jack Kavanaugh. So, I originally was attracted to this book because of the title. And then from what I know, it's actually a kind of like forbidden love story between a nurse named Annie Mitchell, and she's American, and then she gets captured, I guess, and her captor Carl Hosman doesn't fit the stereotype she has embraced, and the encounter changes everything for her. Tested by prejudice and the separation of time and continents, Annie must build on this awakening of life and love, if life and love are ever to hold any true meaning for her again. And it's actually printed by Bethany House, which I think is a Christian publishing house. You guys will have to let me know if that's true. I think that's true. So I don't think it's going to go, you know, too far anyway. Like, it's not going to be too graphic or anything. So anyways, I'm very intrigued by this story. It's thin, so that's good. I mean, I could probably easily polish this off in like a weekend kind of thing. So anyways, there's this one. Okay. The next four are more new release historical fiction. Like, they're not kind of obscure random picks like these other ones were. With one of them being so obvious, you guys are going to be rolling your eyes that I haven't bought this yet. I finally did. I have it. Where the Lost Wanderer by Amy Harmon. Yay! I've had so many people tell me, you need to read this, especially when they know that I love like frontier historical fiction, like wilderness tales kind of thing. Yeah, I know I'm gonna love this book. I know. And I'm so glad that I finally, with that money I had, pulled the trigger and bought this. So yes, we'll be reading this. This is a 5-star prediction all the way for me. Okay, the next one is by a favorite author that I'm actually currently reading as well. And that is The Things We Cherished by Pam Jenoff. So I'm reading The Diplomat's Wife by her right now. It's the second in a duology. The first one in that duology is called The Commandant's Girl and is one of my favorite historical fiction books ever. So anyways, I initially was intrigued by this book by this cover. Again, it's a couple embracing in a what looks like desperate, like just emotional on a train, like in a train station setting. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with this cover. But yeah, I know that it's a kind of like a rekindling romance, World War II story. And yeah, I don't know what else it's about. It says, a bittersweet story of loves old and new, of men and women trying to survive in perilous times. So anyways, it's thin as well. I love Pam Jenoff, and I'm happy that I finally own another one of hers. So I think I own like 4 or 5 of her books now, but I'm not mad about it at all. So, okay. The next 2 are part of a series by the same author, and will be no surprise if you guys watched my my 10 books I need to read in 2022 video. It is the series, I don't know what the series is called, but it's by Martha Hall Kelly. So the first book in the series is Lilac Girls, and I know these can be read out of order, but I want to read them in order just to experience that, I guess. So yeah, I have Lilac Girls on my shelf to read. That's my 5-star prediction. And then these are the next 2. So the next one is Lost Roses, and I know this one is World War I, so that's exciting. What's even more exciting though is Sunflower Sisters, which I know recently came out in this paperback. And this one is Civil War set, and everyone has told me that I will love this one. So yeah, it's kind of like if I can get through Lilac Girls and Lost Roses, then like I'm gonna be just so excited and so pumped to read this one. So yeah, it's kind of like the reward for reading the other 2. I mean, I'm still excited about these, obviously. It's just, yeah, there's something about this book that I'm really, really excited about. So yeah, I have these 2 books as well to add to that unread series. Yeah, it's going to be definite motivation for me to read them now that I have the complete set. So yeah, so there's those. Okay, so now we're on to like my romances slash like family sagas, I would say is what these are called. The first one was recommended to me many times on my tropes tag, not tropes tag, my tropes video I did, where I talked about how I love books that have a series with the same couple throughout, like Outlander. There's not a lot of them out there, if I'm not mistaken, to be honest. So another series that everyone said I should try, if that's my thing, is this one. So this is Into the Wilderness by Sarah Donati. So yeah, this is a thick book, but it's very, very a la Outlander. Like it goes, I'm pretty sure even like Diana Gabaldon, yeah, she blurbed it on the front. It's about a girl named Elizabeth Middleton who falls in love with Nathaniel Bonner, and I guess he kind of lives a double life between being a Native American and being part of Western society. I'm not sure, but yeah, it says a breathtaking story of love and survival in a land of savage beauty. So anyways, it sounds literally so akin to Outlander that I'm very intrigued by that. And I love how thick it is and how floppy it is. I'm so attracted to this book. So I'm excited that I own this one. Okay, so the next one is one that I also bought. I actually bought on Amazon, but it was fulfilled through thrift books. It's a book I've been trying to find and can't find it anywhere because it was recommended to me by a Goodreads reviewer that I trust like none other. I wish she had like another avenue that I could follow her. She's not on Instagram or anywhere else as far as I can tell. Her name's Misfit. But she reads a lot of these obscure historical sagas that I love. Like if I'm in a used bookstore and I come across a book that I may want, I scan it and literally no one else has heard of it except for her. And so anyways, I went onto her profile and I found her shelf that's her favorite shelf. And this was one of them. She gave it 5 stars and her review was just raving. She loved it. She said it was like one of the best historical sagas she's ever read. So I committed and I wanted to buy it. And that is the Sturbridge Dynasty by Joan Bagnall. This cover has seen better days. It's very scratched up. But yeah, it's a thick book. It's how many pages? 700 pages. The font is not for the faint of heart either. But yeah, I know this is set in England. I cannot talk today, guys. In England. And it says, Ian Ives was just 10, ragged and hungry, but his eyes blazed defiance as he stood before the English lord who had taken over his parents' Irish estate. This might be the end, the boy feared, but instead it was a miraculous beginning. Sir Thomas Sturbridge, to whom the restored King Charles had given the manor, decided that Ian should be reared with his son, young Tom, as his dead father would have wished. So began a friendship that never faltered, even when the two boys fell in love with the same girl, the fiery Sheila Carey. Their friendship would unite their families through the generations, across seas and continents, despite bloody battles over land and religion, creating the Sturbridge Dynasty. So yeah, sounds like there's going to be some sort of love triangle in here. I'm all about that. So yeah, here's this one. Okay. The next one is a historical fiction written by the same author as and the ladies of the club that I am slowly working my way through. And that is Herbs and Apples by Helen Hooven Santmeyer. So I think this was written before And Ladies of the Club. Maybe it's her first book. But I know it's American as well. Like it's set in small town America. And I believe it's set in the early 1920s. I mean, it looks that way even from the outfits and everything in here. Or like the early 1900s, I should say. So yeah, I don't know much else about it, but I picked it up from the used bookstore. Once I saw the author name, I just knew I wanted it. So yeah, here's this one. Okay. The next one is a historical saga to complete a duology. So this is the second part of the duology, and that is by R.F. Delderfield, and it's called The Avenue Goes to War, 1940 to 1947. So the first book in this series is just called, it's called The Dreaming Suburb, and that one is set in World War I. And yeah, so it's basically a like small town British ultra World War fiction kind of book. Anyways, I know that I'm gonna enjoy R.F. Delderfield. Like, he's been recommended to me a couple times, but he has a very he's just super British from what I understand. And yeah, I couldn't resist picking this up from that vintage bookstore when I saw it, because I knew I had the first book already, so I could complete my series basically. And yeah, I'm happy that I own this one. Okay, and then this is actually this is really the only historical romance that I have for this haul. This is weird. I haven't been in a huge historical romance mood, so maybe that's why. But I got this on Better World Books as well, and that is Roseanne Bittner, Tender Betrayal. I need to read Roseanne Bittner. I did try a chapter kind of very casually of Outlaw Hearts, which is another book on my shelves by her. It's the start of a series. And I loved it. I loved it. And so when I'm in the mood for a Western, that's going to be my pick. Not right now, but it will happen this year. But this is another one of hers. Let me show the step back. Beautiful step back. And the reason I wanted this one was it is a Civil War historical fiction or historical romance, and it's a star-crossed lover situation between Audra Brennan, who says Audra Brennan felt like a stranger in a foreign land when she came north from Louisiana to study music the summer she was 17. Oh yeah, and it's an age gap, and it's between her and handsome lawyer Lee Jeffries. And then I think he goes to war as part of the Union side. And I don't know what else happens, but I am so intrigued by that. I'm so excited about that story. So I think this is a standalone, which is also nice. And anyways, yeah, I just know I'm going to love this author. Like, I already know. So yeah, there's that one. Okay. So the last thing in my my huge book haul here is a series, and it is the Maisie Dobbs series, you guys. So I found this lot on Mercari for $30 for books 3 through 12 of the Maisie Dobbs series, and I perfectly coincidentally own books 1 and 2 and 13. So it was like, it was made to be. That's how I feel about this lot that I ended up buying. And they also actually included Jacqueline Winspear's standalone book that she wrote. That's called The Care and Management of Lies. So this is actually another World War I historical fiction book. But yeah, it says a novel of the Great War. And I would love to read this. Like, I'm so excited about having just a standalone Jacqueline Winspear that's about World War I, because I already know I love her writing and like the way she incorporates history into Maisie Dobbs. Specifically, like the interwar period has been so fascinating. So yeah, so this is right up my alley. So there's this one, but then I'll show the rest of the series. I honestly don't know the order, and I don't know if this is the right order, so forgive me if that's, if it's all out of order. I just pulled it out of the box, so here we go. I know this one is the third one, and the one that I currently need to read. I have it as a goal to read it for March Mystery Madness this month, so that's Pardonable Lies, the third book in the Maisie Dobbs series. Then I have A Lesson in Secrets. A Dangerous Place. I love that one. That one's like really pretty. I just love the way she's looking out on the birds. Or those aren't birds, those are airplanes. Messenger of Truth. Among the Mad. Leaving Everything Most Loved. Elegy for Eddie. An Incomplete Revenge. And The Mapping of Love and Death. So yeah, those are all the Maisie Dobbs books I got. I'm so happy that I have those. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to fit them on my shelves. That's gonna be the major feat. And then last but not least, you guys, longest haul ever, but I have some bookish items that I wanted to show you. So my sister, she sent me this really cute sweatshirt that I wanted to just bring on the channel, and I'm sure I'll wear it at some point in a vlog or something, but I have been wearing it and love it. It's Pemberley. It's so cute. So it's a Pride and Prejudice inspired sweatshirt. And yeah, it's so cozy too. It's fleece lined and adorable, and she knows me so well. So thank you, Meg, for this. And then I got 3 bookmarks, 2 of which you guys have seen, already. And that is this one, this, Fleabag inspired, bookmark. It says Neil, oh, sorry, the lighting, Neil, the priest Fleabag. I love this TV show so much, and so I was happy to buy this bookmark here. Sorry, I had to go grab the other bookmark. It was in my book. But that is this one. It is a You've Got Mail inspired bookmark, and I love the quality of this one. It's certainly better than this one, like if I'm having a unbiased review of the two. This one is by Alicia Marksett, the Etsy store. And it says, I go online and my breath catches in my chest until I hear 3 little words, you've got mail. This is my favorite movie of all time. Literally #1 for me. And I needed a bookmark for it. And this is inspired by the scene at the very end when they're in the garden. Anyways, I love this. So yeah, this is in my Daniel Deronda book that I'm currently reading and have just been enjoying using this. And then she also included, just as a bonus, this bookmark that I'm going to color, and it says, all you need is love and books. So yeah, I'm excited about this little like bookmark that I can color, because I love coloring actually. So I'm going to do that while I listen to an audiobook. But anyways, guys, that is everything. That was my huge book haul. I'm so glad I finally filmed it so that I can put all these books on my shelves somehow. But yeah, please let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, if there's any books you think I should prioritize, or any that like you want to go and try to find too. I'm just curious. But yeah, please like and comment and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye!